Today's question is, it's a condition called Nevus flammeus, also known as port wine stain. Who had this condition? Any ideas? All will be revealed in today's Today in History. Hello and welcome to my channel. Merry Christmas. For those of you who celebrate Christmas, happy holidays. Hope you're having a great Christmas. Hope you're having an awesome holiday. So it's December the 25th. If you haven't noticed, billions of Christians around the world would be celebrating the birth of Christ on this day. Controversial in some circles. I shall touch on that in today's Today in History. My name is Sotonye Afiesimama. For those of you who are subscribers, you're a returning visitor, you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel. I appreciate your support. Let's get cracking. Let's get started with today's Today in History. Obviously, yes, like I stated earlier, it's Christmas Day today, but it is controversial. The year is 6 AD, and on this day, this was the day that December 25th was recognized as the birthday of Jesus Christ for the first time. Now, we shall scroll down the blind in our usual tradition to reveal this nativity scene that's known and has been seen by billions worldwide. So, was Jesus Christ actually born on this day? That is the question. Some people think it doesn't matter when Jesus Christ was born, as long as his birthday is celebrated. But did he give us any instructions to celebrate his birthday? Any hints? In fact, I think there is a verse in the Bible that talks about the day of one's death being more important than the day of one's birth. I think Jesus Christ made that statement as well. So drop a comment in the comment section below if you think Christmas should be celebrated. Origins of Christmas are also controversial. It's linked with paganism as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, drop your comment in the comment section below. But I'm going to read a bit about what others have said about Christmas. So this was the day. It says, although most Christians celebrate December 25th as the birthday of Jesus Christ, few in the first two Christian centuries claimed any knowledge of the exact day or year in which he was born. The oldest existing record of a Christmas celebration is found in a Roman almanac that tells of a Christ's Nativity festival led by the Church of Rome in 336 AD. The precise reason why Christmas came to be celebrated on December 25th remains obscure, but most researchers believe that Christmas originated as a Christian substitute for pagan celebrations of the winter solstice. So the winter solstice, of course, was 4 days ago, the 21st of December. So that's the shortest day of the year. Other sources say it was first identified as the date of Jesus' birth by Sextus Julius Africanus in the year 221. So that's a brief synopsis of the origins of Christmas. Obviously, both sources agree, or most historians agree, that it wasn't celebrated until centuries after Christ's death. So, speaking of Christmas, Christians believe, Jesus Christ came to save us from our sins, to reconcile us back to God. Christians believe that it's not about the date that he was born, it's about the fact that he's why he came to the world to save the world. That's the most important thing that we should celebrate. In the Western world especially, there's a lot of crass commercialization of Christmas. People have dropped Christ from Christmas, and it's just about the happy holidays now. There's a lot of political correctness, not wanting to offend people of other religions rather. But Christmas is a Christian, or supposed to be a Christian celebration. Some say it's pagan, but at the end of the day, let people do what they want to do. Respect other people's faiths, and let others respect yours as well. It should be a give and take. Give and take. Respect others, and they respect yours as well. Okay, so let's move on now to the year 1863. So on this day, Robert Blake, pictured here, became the first African American to receive the Medal of Honor for his heroic actions on board the U.S. steam gunboat Marblehead off Legareville, Stono River. This happened obviously on this day in 1863, and that was in an engagement with the enemy on John's Island. So Robert Blake, first African American to receive the Medal of Honor for his heroic actions on board the U.S. steam gunboat Marblehead. Robert Blake pictured here, Congressional Medal of Honor. Let's see if we can find the medal. Yeah, that's what the medal looks like, Congressional Medal of Honor, awarded to Robert Blake, the first African American to receive such a medal. In 1899, the famous Humphrey Bogart was born. Like this picture, this foreshortening. I was an art student at one point, studied foreshortening, like his hands very close to the screen, and the gun-toting Humphrey Bogart. So he was born on this day in 1899. He was an American actor. In 1907, 8 years later, Cab Calloway, band leader and first jazz singer to sell 1 million records, was born in Rochester, New York. He is best known for his signature tune, Minnie the Moocher. Cab Calloway, pictured here, born on this day in 1907. American band leader, first jazz singer to sell 1 million records. Next, on this day, born on this day, was Atal Bihari Vajpayee. And who was he? He was Prime Minister of India. You can see from this picture here, he died 2 years ago. He was an Indian statesman who served 3 terms as the Prime Minister of India. First, for a term of 13 days in 1996, then for a period of 13 months from 1998 to 1999, followed by a full term from 1999 to 2004. A member of the Bharatiya Janata Party, he was the first Indian Prime Minister not of the Indian National Congress to serve a full term in office. He was also noted as a poet and a writer. I think this is the first time I've come across a Prime Minister or leader of any country who was a poet and writer. So that's Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who was born on this day in 1924. He was also a poet and a writer. Also born on this day, sharing his birthday, is Rod Serling, American writer, pictured right here. This is Rod Serling, born on this day. 8 years later, Mabel King was welcomed to the world. She was an actress born in Charleston, South Carolina. She is most well known for the role of Mabel Thomas on the sitcom What's Happening, where she popularized the catchphrase, "This is true." Mabel King, born on this day in 1932, American actress. She was born in Charleston, South Carolina. popularized a catchphrase, "This is true." 1951, on this day, sadly, Harry T. Moore was bombed. Who was Harry T. Moore? This picture, I guess, tells part of the story, the untold story of Harry T. Moore, America's first civil rights martyr, by Ben Green. So Harry T. Moore, his home was bombed on this day, which happened to be his 25th wedding anniversary. So a bomb tore through the Mims, Florida home of Florida's NAACP president. So NAACP stands for the National Association of African and Colored Peoples, I think that's the meaning. I think I've got that wrong somewhere, but NAACP, go Google that up. So yeah, National Association for the Advancement of Colored Peoples. I got a bit tongue-tied there. So he was the founder of the Florida branch of the NAACP. His wife Harriet was also at home when this bomb tore through the home on the 25th wedding anniversary. It's reported that Moore died on the way to the hospital, and his wife died 9 days later from her injuries. So he is the first, known as the first civil rights martyr, Harry T. Moore, and his wife Harriet Moore. I guess Harriet would be the second, because presumably she supported his cause as well. We tend to forget the women as well who struggle side by side, beside their partners, beside their husbands. So I guess again, yeah, Harry Moore was the first and his wife was the second. They both died on their 25th wedding anniversary. So I don't really want to dwell on this, but I'm hoping that we have put all this behind, at least most of it. People hating other people because of the color of their skin, black or white, black to white and white to black, doesn't matter. Hate is hate, and it shouldn't be like that, shouldn't be tolerated as well. Okay, let's move on now to the year 1949. On this day, a bit anachronistic, I beg your pardon, 1949, on this day, Nawaz Sharif, Prime Minister of Pakistan, was born. He is pictured here. Prime Minister of Pakistan, born on this day. Nawaz Sharif, former Prime Minister, I might add, of Pakistan. In 1952, 3 years later, this actress pictured here, CCH Pounder, you can see her autograph picture right here. She was born in Georgetown, Guyana. She is most well known as Detective Claudette Wims in the FX Network's police drama, The Shield. She also had a recurring role as Dr. Angela Hicks on ER from 1994 to 1997. Yes, I thought I recognized the face. So, again, actress CCH Pounder was born on this day in Georgetown, Guyana. 5 years later, in 1957, when the United Kingdom, and for the first time, the Queen Elizabeth II, our current Queen, this was the day that the first televised Christmas message was broadcast. It was made by the sovereign of the Commonwealth realms to the Commonwealth nations. So this was the first broadcast, and this was broadcast in all the Commonwealth nations. That would have included a lot of the nations that was colonized by Britain, most of these countries had their independence in 1960, Nigeria being one of them, where I'm originally from. So on this day, I'm sure this broadcast was shown in Nigeria as well, very likely in Ghana as well, even though they had their independence in 1957. It's possible that it was shown in Ghana as well. So that's the young Queen Elizabeth who made her first Christmas broadcast on this day to the United Kingdom and to the Commonwealth nations, Australia and Canada presumably being one of them as well. Interestingly, on this day as well, in 1971, the Prime Minister of Canada, the young Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, was born. This isn't Justin Trudeau, I beg your pardon. Let us look for Justin Trudeau. So, Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, was born on this day. The other guy who you saw, for those of you who recognize the picture, yes, that is Charlie Chaplin. So, happy birthday, Justin Trudeau. Charlie Chaplin wasn't born on this day, he died on this day 6 years later, 1977. He was a British comedic actor and director who is widely regarded as one of the most important figures in motion picture history. He was best known for his silent movies, actually. I've heard about him from my parents, Charlie Chaplin. He died in Corsier-sur-Vevey in Switzerland on this day in 1977. British comedic actor and director, widely regarded as one of the most important figures in motion picture history. So that is Charlie Chaplin, the talented Charlie Chaplin of the silent movies era. Now, this is a guy who has that thing that I mentioned at the beginning, if you remember. It's called Novus Flammius, Naivus Flammius. If it sounds like, sounds familiar, like an English word, nerves and inflamed nerves, maybe that's the meaning. But anyway, it's a condition which it's said to be, what's the word now? Malformation of the blood vessels. So when the blood vessels are malformed, that's the condition called Naivus Flammius. And the guy who had this condition was a leader of one of the most powerful countries in the world at the time. His name is Mikhail Gorbachev. So he is a former president of the Soviet Union, or the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. So I'm going to show you a picture here. So that's a mark on his head, which again is a condition. It's a birthmark, actually. It's a birthmark, but it's an inflammation of the malformation of the blood vessels. It's also called port wine stain, because it resembles port wine, which is a fortified wine from Portugal. So that's the former president of Russia, who resigned on this day in 1991, Mikhail Gorbachev, with his birthmark. So later this year, in 1991, the Soviet Union ceased to exist because most of its constituent nations decided to break away. So let's move on now to the year 2006. On this day, James Brown, famous James Brown, American singer and songwriter, known as the Godfather of Soul, he died at the age of 73. So that's James Brown doing his thing. Died on this day in 2006 at the age of 73. Last but not least, news just coming in. The Christmas Day bombing in Nashville, Tennessee. 3 people have been hurt in what has been called an intentional blast. Windows were blown out. A man reported that his pipes were leaking. The blast was that powerful that it broke one of his pipes and water has been leaking from his roof. 4 cars were reportedly on fire on this day. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt. The 3 people who were injured are in hospital receiving treatment. None of them is thought to be serious. So, thankfully, lives were not lost in this blast. Hopefully, there won't be another more serious one. Hopefully, this is not some sort of warning. So, guys, stay safe. Be on the lookout. There are people out there who are always looking for trouble, but guys, just stay safe and have a Merry Christmas if you do celebrate Christmas. If you don't, enjoy your day. Stay safe anyway. Have a fantastic day. Happy holidays, and I shall see you tomorrow, December 26th, for another edition of Today in History. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.